Good morning, everybody. So welcome to day 9. So I hope you all got to see the replay from our webinar if you didn't get to join. We had a couple of little glitches, but I think it should be working now. I played Adele's new song, Sweetest Devotion, and I guess YouTube and Adele didn't like that, so they muted. Anyways, it's all fixed now. That's all you have to know. But I wanted to talk to you today a little first before I get to my gratitude list. One of my nomad teachers, Juan Carlos, he is in graduate school and he needed to interview me for a project of his. So I love the questions and I felt like, my peeps need to know this too. So I figured I'd share with you. So the first question he asked was, how long have I been practicing yoga? And it's an interesting answer because formally on the mat, practicing yoga in a yoga studio with a yoga teacher probably has been about 15 years. But what I was thinking about, and I've thought about this before, I kind of made these connections, is I've been practicing yoga my whole life. I was a dancer, pretty much out of the womb, dancing around and, doing poses, moving through and doing the physical asana, but just, thinking it was dance. And pranayama and meditation, other two things that I was practicing, but I didn't know. When I was young, I had a lot of anxiety, and to the point that my mom said that when I was a baby, I would cry so hard that I would turn blue. And I don't remember that, but I remember when I was a child, I would cry so much that I couldn't breathe. I was hyperventilating. And I remember my dad in particular, he was teaching me how to breathe. He said, just take deep breaths. And he was basically taking me through Viloma breathing, 3-part breathing, which if I have time, I'll try to take you through that today, or I'll definitely share it with you tomorrow. I don't want to take up too much of your time. So I'll see where we're at when I'm done with this. But I was practicing pranayama. And meditation, as a child, I remember not being able to fall asleep at night, and I would lay on my back in my bed, and I'd visualize that there was this vacuum at the back of my head, and it was sucking up all of my thoughts. And I would just watch all of the thoughts go back out of my head into my pillow and wherever else it needed to be, so there was no longer mine, right? I was unattached, and that's a form of, that's a visualization, that's a meditation. So I was using these tools and I didn't even know that they were yoga. So I've been practicing yoga my whole life, but not even knowing it. And you guys probably have too, and you probably are now connecting the dots too of, oh my goodness. So anyways, so that's how long I've been practicing yoga. I've been teaching yoga since I was practicing with one of my teachers in 2004 for a year. We worked one-on-one, and then she gave me the nudge to go to my teacher training. Elizabeth Andes Bell, I'm so grateful for her. She might be watching this, so I wanted to give her a little shout out. And then I went to do my teacher training that next year, and I started teaching yoga. And prior to that, I was teaching Pilates and dance. So I don't think I had shared that with you guys, so I figured I needed to tell you a little bit more about that. Then Juan Carlos was asking me about the ego and its role it plays in meditation and finding samadhi, which is a state of peace. And I admit, I'm not at the place of my practice yet where I close my eyes and sit in meditation and I go right into that state of peace. I definitely say the more that I practice, I can get to that place a little bit quicker. But the ego is strong. And if you watch the webinar, I talked a lot about this hamster wheel. And I kind of visualize that the ego is that hamster wheel. It wants you to get into that hamster wheel. Right? What I associate with ego is the ego wants to be bigger than itself. It wants all of the attention. It's the kid that's always like, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. And it doesn't really want you to go to the unknown because it wants to stay safe. So it's going to do everything it can for you to stay in your hamster wheel and feel big in it, right? Instead of going to this other place, and I talked about this in the webinar of the wows, going to this unknown where there's so much potential for growth and new experiences, but it's a little scary because you're not quite sure what the outcome would be. Most likely there's going to be this moment of thriving, of building your confidence and finding more joy, but it's not guaranteed. So the ego's over here going, come over here, come over here. We know how to get in the hamster wheel. It's safe. And you know what? Maybe I'll get you a bigger hamster wheel, right? Because you're awesome. That's the ego. So when I sit in meditation, I see that little guy. He's little. He used to be bigger. Now he's getting smaller. And that is really what the practice in the meditation is for me, is being curious with, what is he going to say today? Right? Is he going to sit here and ruminate about what somebody said to me? Or is it going to say, oh, you're awesome. You're awesome. You should just keep doing this. Don't worry about what's going on over there. Just stay over here. Just stay over here. It's really comfortable. Or maybe, there's so many things that little guy can tell you. So I get curious with it. Instead of attaching to those thoughts, to the ego, I allow myself to investigate. And I think that that's something that you guys can start to play with too, if you haven't already. Just when you sit in meditation, I'll take you through a short meditation in a moment. Let yourself just be curious. What does he have to say? And can you just kind of laugh at him and say, okay, I'm going to go over here now, and expand. Okay, so with that in mind, I don't want to take up too much of your time. So let's just sit quietly for a moment. Come to a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. And just simply watch your breath move in and out of the body. Watch it move from the base of your pelvis all the way up to the collarbones. Take easy, full, complete breaths. Fill that breath up three-dimensionally, to the front, to the back, the sides of your body. And just again, watch with whatever comes up. Maybe this feels uncomfortable. Maybe that ego says, maybe you should peek your eyes open and just see if she has her eyes closed. Maybe it's thinking, oh no, I have got to get ready for work. Right? See if you can just become unattached. I'm only going to keep you here for about 4 more breaths. So watch those breaths. Your next inhale, just bring your palms together, your heart to seal in that observation. And then with your exhale, allow your head to bow to your heart in gratitude of just exploring there, being curious. And then lightly blink the eyes open. Okay, so how was that? If you have a little bit more time, maybe explore that today as you move around. Just observe when that ego is coming in and saying, hey, come on over to that hamster wheel, right? So what am I grateful for today? I am grateful for so much. I'm just waking up. I actually ended up falling asleep at a decent hour, but then I woke up around, I think, 2:30, and I couldn't sleep. So I wrote in my journal and I made some realizations, and I'm still processing them, so I'm not going to share them with you right now, but I wrote them down. So once I have a moment to reflect a little bit more on them, I'll share with you. But I am grateful for that opportunity. And Mitzi actually just posted something about this on Facebook. She couldn't sleep last night either, and she took out her notebook and she wrote down what she was grateful for. And yeah, I'm grateful for knowing that I have these tools when I can't sleep or when I feel stressed, right? I'm starting a new business. It's scary. And I see myself, I still see myself going over to the comfortableness, the ego saying, you know, just come over here. You don't have to really push yourself that much, or whatever the dialogue is. I'm still going through it too. So I'm grateful that I'm teaching you guys these tools, but I'm also remembering, oh yeah, I used to do this. Let me pull it back out and actually use it instead of just teaching it. I got to practice what I teach. So I'm grateful that I have that. I think that's good. I have a full day ahead of me to be grateful too. So I'll check in with you guys. Maybe a little later. I'll post a couple more things that I'm grateful for on the Facebook post. If you haven't already, I was saying in the webinar, we're doing a little special for this week. So if you guys want to kickstart, I should say, you're already jump started your gratitude. If you want to kickstart your gratitude, sign up for the online studio. We're posting all of the videos here, the daily videos that I'm doing on the Facebook page. They're all over at the online studio, and you get full access to the rest of the library, asana, as well as our talks and our tutorials and short meditations. So you can definitely go over there. You get 2 free weeks when you sign up for the year. You will also get this week, when you sign up, a free private coaching with me. And you don't have to live near me. We can do this. We can do a Skype or Google Hangout. So you get a lot. And I have some more treats up my sleeve that are coming to you in the next week or so that I'm really excited to tell you guys about. But I'm working with my little team on that. So thank you so much, guys. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you soon. Namaste.